Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Cowboys rumors, insider makes monster Micah Parsons contract prediction. What the Dallas Cowboys will do in the draft remains a mystery. And Micah Parsons has stayed in the dark about his new contract. But an NFL insider made a monster contract prediction about Parsons. With other edge rushers securing big deals, it seems like the Cowboys will need to back up the cash truck to Parsons' home and unload some green ones. That's the viewpoint of Albert Breer, according to Sports Illustrated. The price keeps rising on Micah Parsons, Breer wrote. With Chase and Myles Garrett now both over $40 million per year in new money, it's pretty clear that Parsons' next contract average will start with a 4. And that 4 won't be followed by a 0. Ouch, Jerry Jones. The boss dude may have to dig deep into the pockets for this one. Oddly enough, there's confusion about the depth of contract talks between the Cowboys and Parsons, according to CowboysWire.com. WFAA's Mike Leslie has reported that Parsons and the team have held discussions as recently as Tuesday, Todd Brock wrote. NFL Network's Jane Slater says nothing is close and that meaningful talks haven't even begun yet. Clarence Hill Jr. of All City DLLS seconded that. So, the waiting continues. Also, there seems to be a concern about Parsons' presence on the team, according to CowboysWire.com. From absences at voluntary team workouts to the in-season podcasting to public critiques from teammates like Malik Hooker and DeMarcus Lawrence, the questions continue about Parsons' commitment to the team and whether he's good for the locker room, Brock wrote. In his defense, Parsons has said everybody leads in different ways. And now with a new mega contract up in the air, everybody is watching to see how the organization responds. Furthermore, Parsons isn't the only player the team needs to get under a long-term contract. Guard Tyler Smith, tight end Jake Ferguson, and cornerback Darren Bland are in this mix as well. Smith's importance comes from the fact he's set to be the lead dog for the offensive line, according to ESPN.com. In my mind, I think it just starts with maintaining that standard, Smith said. When I got here, from the film room to walkthroughs, I've seen how Tyron and Zach practice. I've seen how they study. I have thought about how I can be the best leader I can be. How can I continue to improve the standard that they've set before me? It is something that I take to heart every day. Perfect trade Dallas Cowboys must complete after 2025 NFL free agency frenzy. The Dallas Cowboys' long-standing pattern of coming up short has never been more apparent than in the aftermath of the 2025 NFL free agency period's early stages. Once again, the franchise failed to make the bold moves necessary to bridge the gap between themselves and their NFC East rivals. Dallas stuck to its usual conservative approach, a strategy that has left them in a precarious position heading into the next phase of team building. If the Cowboys genuinely aspire to compete for a Super Bowl in the near future, they must make a game-changing decision. That means parting ways with their most valuable asset, Micah Parsons. The Cowboys have once again hesitated to make major moves in free agency. That's despite having the financial flexibility to make significant acquisitions. Instead of pursuing high-impact signings, they either re-signed familiar faces or took low-risk chances on former first-round picks. Sure, Dallas restructured the contracts of quarterback Dak Prescott and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb to free up cap space for 2025. However, they have yet to make any notable signings that justify this financial maneuvering. Moreover, the Cowboys allowed several key homegrown players to walk in free agency. That's despite having the resources to retain them. Cornerback Jordan Lewis secured a 3-year contract from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Running back Rico Dowdle signed a 1-year deal with the Carolina Panthers. Also, edge rusher Chauncey Golston inked a 3-year contract elsewhere. The lone commendable external free agency move Dallas has made so far is signing Dante Fowler. He led the Commanders with 10.5 sacks last season. With $37.4 million in effective cap space, the eighth most in the league, according to overtheCap.com, the Cowboys remain inactive in the free agent market. Compounding the issue, All-Pro edge rusher Micah Parsons still hasn't received a contract extension. That's even as the rest of the league continues to inflate his market value. Dallas' unwillingness to take calculated risks has left them stuck in neutral. Now they watch as their division rivals continue to push ahead in the NFC arms race. Here we'll try to look at the perfect trade that the Dallas Cowboys must complete after the 2025 NFL free agency frenzy. Few names in the NFL trade market carry as much weight as Micah Parsons. His contract situation remains unresolved as of this writing. That's despite players from his draft class already securing lucrative extensions. Parsons is a generational talent, arguably the most electrifying defensive player in the league. However, the Cowboys find themselves in a tough predicament. Over the last 3 seasons, Parsons trails only Myles Garrett in Pro Football Focus overall grade, 93.7, and pass rushing grade, 94.3. These highlight his dominance. Yes, trade speculation surrounding Parsons has quieted for now. That said, Dallas can't afford to ignore the looming decision. Just last season, Lamb held out of training camp and nearly forced a trade to gain leverage in contract negotiations with Jerry Jones. If the Cowboys reach a point where they know they can't meet Parsons' asking price, then moving him for a massive haul must be on the table. Cowboys, 49ers may be competing for 4-time Pro Bowl WR. The Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers are both NFC teams who were serious contenders in 2023. However, they also both missed the playoffs in 2024. Both teams have work to do in order to get back into Super Bowl contention in 2025. They also both have a need for another wide receiver to help their respective quarterbacks. With that in mind, there is an intriguing 4-time Pro Bowl option available on the market. That player is none other than Houston Texans free agent wideout Stefon Diggs. Diggs, who was making his way back from a torn ACL that he suffered after just 8 games with the Texans in 2024, is among the most intriguing players left to sign. It sounds like both the Cowboys and 49ers could be competing to sign the 31-year-old receiver to boost their offenses. According to a report from NFL insider Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, Dallas and San Francisco make sense as potential suitors for Diggs this offseason. Is that place out there for him? San Francisco would make sense, at the right price. Dallas might, too, with his brother already there, Breer wrote. He continued on, revealing more about the two teams potentially being fits for Diggs. And at this point, those teams would have a pretty good idea of what they're getting, he wrote. He can be mercurial. He can get caught up in his emotions and his numbers. But ultimately, he's actually a really good guy who badly wants to win and works his butt off to do just that. Which, for the right team, should be manageable. Diggs was productive in his 8 games with Houston before the ACL injury. He caught 47 passes for 496 yards and 3 touchdowns. And you fan? What do you think about Stefon Diggs' situation? Write to us in the comments.